Curious George rides a bike. The third book. Can I not zoom in? What is going on today? Thank you. This is George. He lived with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. Again, right out of the gate, I'm having issues. He's not his friend. How many times are we going to have to go over the fact that, George, you are suffering from Stockholm syndrome? You see your captor as a buddy. He's not. He's a fucking criminal kidnapper. How many more times am I going to have to repeat myself before you get it through your head, Georgie? Well, at least he lives with him now. If you all remember, the last time he escaped from the zoo, which was his bloody new home, and now he is living in the man's house. We have no explanation. Did he move in? Is he paying rent? Does he have his own room? Is he sleeping in the same room as the man with the big yellow hat, which would be creepy as fuck, by the way? But apparently these two fuckers live together now. All right. He was a good little monkey. Not always, as we already know. And always very curious. I mean, it's in the name, right? I'm sensing a theme here. This morning, George was curious the moment he woke up. Here we go. We're on page fucking 1. Already you're going to be causing trouble on page 1, Georgie? Come on, man. Because he knew it was a special day. What's special about it? I guess we're about to find out. Oh! Look at that. The man in the big yellow hat captured the moment when George was abducted, kidnapped. And he fucking framed it, the psychopath. What? This is insanity. This is literally insane. And he's pointing at it like, look, George, remember? This is when I captured your fucking ass. Stupid monkey. What? And George is just like, oh, I remember the day I became your hostage. Oh, check out this mug, y'all. Jack Skellington mug. The many emotions of Jack Skellington. It's one of my favorite mugs for Halloween. Oh, that's a good point, Jade. I almost missed that. He has pajamas on when he sleeps, but during the day he walks completely naked. Like, what the fuck? It does not compute. Okay. At breakfast, George's friend, here we go, said, quote, today we are going to celebrate because just 3 years ago this day, I kidnapped your ass and brought you home with me from your home, the jungle. So tonight, I'm going to take you to the animal show so you can see how many other captured animals I have had other than you. But first, I have a surprise for you. Turn around and bend over. Sorry, I'm not sure which part of the text was in my head and what was on the screen. But anyway, let's Let's see what the man in the big yellow hat has got going on here. What's the surprise? Um, hmm. Express, handle with care. George is curious. What's in the box? Am I going in the box? Are you going to ship me off to another dimension? Man with the big yellow hat? What's going on here? Suspicious. Suspicious. Okay. He took George out to the yard where a big box was standing. And of course, George was very curious. Out of the box came a bicycle. George was delighted because that's what he always wanted. What? What? Since when does a monkey want a bicycle? Why does George want a bicycle? Why did he always want a bicycle? Look, I understand. This is a kid's book. I get it. But we have zero explanation as to why George always wanted a bicycle. Did he always want to be like in the circus and like acting out and riding the bicycle so he can later upgrade to a unicycle? I mean, is he going to get paid for an active performance? So many questions, zero answers. He knew how to ride a bicycle. From fucking where? How? When? Please explain. He's a monkey captured from the jungle. How on earth has George learned to ride a bike? Please explain to me. Please. No comprende. Si no parlez-vous the language of the monkey? Whatever. All right. But he had never had one of his own. Well, no, duh. He doesn't have any money because the man in the big yellow hat doesn't fucking pay him. Okay. I must go now, said the man. But I'll be back in time for the show. The animal show, I suppose. Be careful with your new bike and keep close to the house while I am gone. Well, no, that's not fucking happening. I can tell you that right now. That sure as hell ain't happening. Oy. Georgie, Georgie, Georgie. Georgie. You're about to cause some ruckus, aren't you? George could ride very well. How? Where? When? Why? ¿Por qué, amigo? Where did this monkey learn how to ride a bike? Will somebody please enlighten me? Because I am absolutely dumbfounded. I do not understand. Where did this bloody primate learn how to operate light machinery? Because we can't call it heavy machinery, can't we? That is certainly not something that we can call this fucking hunk of metal. However, he definitely learned how to write it somewhere, but I don't understand where. And I don't understand why. And I don't understand fucking how. He can even do all sorts of tricks because monkeys are good at that. Great, you're teaching children falsities. Congratulations. We're barely on page 3, and I'm about to have a fucking aneurysm over here, you guys. Like, I am. Okay. All right. Let's see at the tricks that George can do. For instance, he could ride this way with both hands off the handlebar, which is not very difficult to do if you all ever had ridden bicycles, which I imagine a lot of you have. But teaching kids this probably not the best thing in the world. It's kind of dangerous. You know, you're just kind of like, oh, a monkey can, fucking monkey can do it, and absolutely, so can I. Mm-mm. And he could ride this way, like a cowboy on a wild bronco. Time out. Pause. Popping a wheelie on a bicycle? You're going to compare that to a cowboy breaking a fucking wild horse? Are you kidding me? Have you ever seen a bicycle buck? Yeah, neither have I, dipshit. What? This is insanity. This is complete fucking madness. You're comparing riding a bike, popping a wheelie on a bicycle to fucking domesticating an animal. It's a hunk of metal, you idiots. No. Isn't that kind of like taking a girlfriend to a strip club? Says Jennifer Coots. All right, Jennifer, we're about to have a conversation. Okay, first of all, put down the pipe. Thank you. What? What? What are you talking about? Riding this way is like a cowboy and a wild bronco. It's kind of similar, like taking your girlfriend to a strip club. Do you usually buck when your boyfriend tries to take you to a strip club? I mean, I don't know. Do you not go willingly, or is it like just, or do you buck wildly at the strip club? Inquiring minds have to know. What? All right. Okay. Okay. By the way, I don't dye my beard. I don't dye my hair either. I know some people have been asking that. This is all natural. I don't, listen. I've had a conversation with my beard as to why it's not white like my head is. My beard won't fucking tell me. So I'm sorry. I don't have an answer. Jennifer Coots, you need to stop with the drugs. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Unless there's something I don't know. Please enlighten me. Anyway, back to our tale. Before I was rudely interrupted, Jennifer. Thank you very much. All right. How else could you ride, Mr. Monkey? He could also ride backwards. You're about to run over the squirrel, bro. You best be careful. You watch it. That squirrel looks like it ain't gonna fuck around. It'll pop your tires with its teeth, yo. Mm-mm. But after a while, George got tired of doing tricks. Uh huh. And went out into the street. Okay, that's safe. Not. The newsboy was just passing by with a bag full of papers. Rolling papers? I'm guessing newspapers. It's called the Morning Star. Isn't that Lucifer's name? This is a very satanic story. The man in the yellow hat went somewhere. We don't know where he is. He said he'll be back. You probably missed the beginning of the tale, Amy. Speaking of, by the way, we need to do our live eventually. I keep forgetting. That's a fine bike you have over there, he said to George. How would you like to help me deliver the papers today, Georgie? And George looked at him and said, I am a monkey. I don't fucking speak English, right? Bicycles are us off Jungle Avenue, Ransom. Duh. I stand by my statement, Jennifer. I love you. He handed George the bag. Okay, that's totally fucking safe. First of all, how does George know the paper route? Doesn't the paper boy have a paper route? And told him to do one side of the street first and then turn back and do the other side. Did every house on the street pay for the bloody paper? Or are some houses about to receive some free newspapers? And also, wait a minute. Isn't he enlisting slave labor? Is he going to be paying George? Or is George doing this for fucking free? Because I bet you the paper boy is getting paid. This is unconscionable. George needs a good lawyer. And it just so happens I know one. Me! Oh, George. So gullible. I mean, you're a monkey. Look, I get it. You're a monkey. It's fair. There we go. Morning Star is a socialist newspaper. He's trying to convert George to socialism. Fantastic. Fucking fantastic. Everything that could possibly go wrong. What is this? Everything that could possibly go wrong will. What is it? Help me out here, Chad. God, my brain is not working right now. You know what I'm trying to say. Murphy's Law. I was like, which law is it? Murphy's Law. Anything that could possibly go wrong will. Yes, thank you, Sam. You got it. Murphy's Law. Anything that could possibly go wrong with this scenario is already going wrong. He's enlisting George with a socialist newspaper. So he's about to start brainwashing him with socialist ideology. By the way, don't forget, this is like 1952, right? So socialism is terrifying. Or 62. I think it's 1962. Terrifying. Terrifying. Oh my God. Also, George is about to start working for free? Excuse me? Oh, hell no. No, Georgie ain't working for fucking free. You better bring some peanuts or some bananas, a fucking back rub, something. He's got an animal show later. Is he going to be watching? Is he also participating? What's going to happen? We're going to be watching the show, and George's going to be like, oh my God, I'm an animal. Let me go jump in. Let's do this. Yeah, that's right, Emily. Everyone is always using poor fucking George. It's depressing. Oy. George was very proud as he rode off with his bag. All right, George. Oops. All right. Okay, what's going on here? He started to deliver the papers on one side of the street as he had been told, instructed to work as a slave monkey. When he came to the last house. So wait, so what do we got? We got this man right here delivering lettuce, carrying lettuce. I don't fucking know. Might be marijuana. He's probably the weed man. We got the paper man. We got the weed man. This kid's playing with a little trolley. There's a dog. Everybody's outside. Well, yeah, there's a fucking monkey on a bicycle. You know, you would be out looking at that too. Like, what the shit is this? Even the cat on the roof is like, what the hell? That's a monkey on a bicycle. This dog is like chasing the monkey. This dog is interested. Everybody's, whew, okay, all right. When he came to the last house, he saw a little river in the distance. We can see it. It's right over there in the top right-hand corner of your screen. George was curious. Can my bike fucking swim? He wanted to know what the river was like. You stupid monkey. So instead of turning back to deliver the papers, he just went on into the river? Oh, come on, George. Alex coming in hot with the primate twist. Plot twist. George is just throwing feces at every door. It's like, fuck your newspaper. That's a good one, Alex. That's a good one. Oh, he just crossed the river. So now he's a thief. He stole the newspapers that the paper boy gave him. Look, if you're going to sign up to do a job, bro, see it through. I mean, that's listen, George, between me and you, listen, George, come here. Come here. I want to tell you something, George. What you're doing right now is extremely uncool, okay? You have been slave laborly entrusted with several pieces of newspaper that you were supposed to deliver to certain houses on one side of the street and then on the other side of the street. Now, what you did is you fucking stole the newspapers and you just kept going. Not cool, man. Not cool. You go back to your slave job and fucking finish it, all right? I'm watching you, George. There was a lot to see at the river. Okay, fine. You've never been to it. You've never seen it. You've never seen it. All right. Okay. There's water, there's some grass, some duckies, some boats, like little toy boats, of course, not like actual boats. A man was fishing from the bridge. A duck family was paddling downstream, and two boys were playing with their boats. George would have liked to stop and look at the boats, but he was afraid. Oh, shit. See, George? I fucking told you. I fucking told you, George. You are not listening. Bad monkey. Sit. Make me so upset sometimes, George. George would have liked to stop and look at the boats, but he was afraid that the boys might find out that he had not delivered all the papers. So he was like, okay, shit, I'm peacing out. I'm not here. Fucking George, you knew you were doing bad. You knew. You fucking knew, and you still did it. Why, George? Why? But why? All you had to do was deliver the papers. But why, George? Why? Why would you not just deliver the papers like you were supposed to? Like you were told to do? pursuant to slave labor laws and the paper boy and Georgie, what are you doing, George? What are you doing, Georgie? You're just writing on. You're just writing on like nothing happened. This is thievery. This is not cool. Oh, terrible, George. You're absolutely terrible. Oh, what are we gonna do with you? I say we stop right here and arrest George. Somebody go get him. Who's got the phone number? I got the man in the big yellow head on speed dial. Hold up. All right, hold on. It's ringing. 1 second. Hello? Yes, is this the man in the big yellow hat? Yeah, where are you at, dog? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, I don't fucking care. Listen, so you remember a few minutes ago you delivered a bicycle to your friend George? Uh-huh. You remember that? Right. The monkey. Yes. What? Yes, the monkey. Uh-huh. Yeah, he just I know. Yeah. He just stole newspapers. Yeah, we need to call the police. By the way, I don't know your fucking hung up on me. Shit. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to call the police or not, but the theft has been reported to his owner, his friend. I don't know. I don't know who he is anymore. We're just writing on with stolen newspapers. Oh, he wants to go play with the boats now. While riding along, George kept thinking of boats all the time. It would be such fun to have a boat. But how could he get one? Oh, I know. I could fucking steal one from the kids. Right, George? Because obviously we're stealing everything now. We're stealing newspapers. Might as well go steal the boats, steal the bikes, steal the fucking house of the big yellow man with the big yellow hat. Like, come on, man. Is this what you were trying to teach kids when you were writing this? Let's just steal everything? Come on. What is going on here? This is supposed to be like a children's book with like life lessons and democracy. Instead, we have like total fucking anarchy. You sent the message about the strip club when I was on the first page. Oh, when he was in the bed in the pajamas? Okay, Jennifer, sorry. I don't know. Maybe it was a lag or something. This is so funny. Here's $5 US, which converts to 10 Canadian. Is it really 2 for 1? I didn't know it was that bad. I thought it was worse or better. Alexander, thank you very much for the coffee. And the squid says, funny story. When I was a Marine Corps boot camp in 2013, I had a black DI drill instructor named Sergeant George and a white drill instructor that looked like the man in the big yellow hat. It took everything for me not to mention it to them. LMAO. That's funny. That's funny. Anyway, thank you guys. Back to the story. What the fuck? Will somebody please explain to me why is this book all about how to commit crimes, how to get away with crimes, how to commit felonies, how to get away with felonies, how to escape from prison, how to steal shit, how to get away with shit. It's the most terrible series of stories I have ever read in my life. I mean, I wish I came upon them when I was younger. I would have been such a good criminal. Shit. I'm never reading these stories to my kids. I will honestly tell you that. This is insanity. What is this teaching kids? Like, no joke. So he had an idea. What are you going to do, George? How are you going to get a boat? How are you going to get your hands on a boat? Please enlighten us. He got off the bicycle, took one of the stolen newspapers that he's supposed to deliver to a house that is waiting for news to get delivered. He took it out of the bag and began to fold it as if it belonged to him. What kind of shit is this? First of all, and how does he know that he can fold? Where did he learn to fold? Did he go to origami school when he was in the jungle? Please enlighten me. Anyone? Anyone? First, he folded down the corners like a this. Okay. Then he folded the edges up. Okay, all jokes aside, this monkey is a fucking pro, yo. Hey, welcome from Tug's channel. I think I saw a raid or something. That's awesome. Welcome, everyone, to the fucking shit show with this monkey. And then he folded the edges up, brought the ends together, flattened its sides, tightened up the corners, and then the other one again brought the ends together, flattened the other side, and then gently pulled the ends open. Holy hell. How on earth did Georgie Porgy learn how to fold like a master? This is like the best folding job I have ever seen in my life. Is that what it is? Apoplectic? You're just born with a natural knack for folding? I'll take your word for it, man. And there was his boat. That is someone's paper right there. What are you teaching kids? Steal it, make it your own, and do whatever the hell you want with it. That's a great life lesson for children. Once you've stolen it, it's yours. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to give it back. Why would you do that? It's stolen. It's yours now. You know, logical. I will not say that this book is not logical sometimes. All right, George. All right. Now the moment had come to launch the boat. Would it float? Look in the back there. Look in the back. All those newspapers just scattered about. Lucifer's newspapers from the communist paper might as well be grass fodder. Hey, you know what? At least it's fucking floating. That's all that really matters at the end of the day, that my newspaper boat is floating. That's what's going through George's head, clearly. So George decided to make some more boats. I mean, I have all this paper, right? Might as well put it to good use. Oh. Let's all flow down. All right, right? Finally, he had used up all of the papers and made so many boats that he could not even count them. He made a fucking fleet. a fleet. Oh. You are not forced to stay, my friend Bill, if such a genre does not entertain thee. There's the fucking door. Thank you very much. Hey DUI guy, did you get your email from the Montagraph yet? I have no idea what that is. All right. Holy shit, that's a lot of boats. Look at all the duckies and the froggies. And there's a butterfly in there. A few butterflies. Some bugs. Watching his fleet. His bag is empty. He used up every newspaper. George. George. George, what are you doing, George? This is ridiculous. I only became a lawyer to read Curious George to you guys. I don't know if you all knew that. 12 years ago when I was going through law school, I was like, this is a gateway to reading Curious George to an audience of 250,000 people one day. I knew that from the beginning. Watching his fleet sailing down the river, George felt like an admiral. George and his stolen fleet of stolen newspapers, stolen newspaper boats. You feel like an admiral, bro? Is that what you feel like, bro? Are you happy, George? Are you happy? Look at what you've done. How many people are not going to know the news today because of your actions? Are you going to apologize? Do you plan on apologizing? Do you care? What have you done? Georgie, Georgie. But watching his fleet, he forgot to watch where he was going. Karma's a bitch! I told you, George. That's karma. Freaking monkey. Suddenly, there was a terrible jolt. The bicycle had hit a rock and George flew off the seat head first. Okay, I don't want him to get injured, but let's be fair. Karma. Like I don't wish ill will upon anybody, but look, man. All right, George, we got to have a heart to heart. Let me explain what happened, okay? You were tasked with a job today, okay? Much like in the last book, you were tasked last time it was cleaning windows. Do you remember? Yeah. Well, this time you got a bicycle I don't know where the hell you learned to write it. Look, it doesn't matter. You know how to write it, George, right? Well, as you're writing along, the newspaper boy was gracious enough to turn you into a monkey slave, which you so naively agreed to. Look, you said, yeah, you could have just said, look, man, fuck you. I am delivering your goddamn papers. You're the one getting paid to that. I'm gonna go right over here, watch the little duckies and the little kids play with their boats in the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck off. I'm not doing your job for you. But you volunteered. You said, look, man, all right. You need me assistencia? You got me assistencia. Give me your newspapers. I'm gonna be doing this side of the street over here. You do that side of the street over there. All is peachy, all is blue, all is I. Okay, all right. Well, you started delivering the newspapers, George, and then you decided, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm just going to be going over there. You did that. That was your decision, and decisions have consequences. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. The laws of the universe, Georgie. The laws of the universe. So what happened? First, you stole them. Then, after stealing the newspapers, you turned them into play objects. Again, I don't even know how you knew how to do that, but you know what? For the purposes of this right here, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. The fact that you did it. The fact is that you did it. You did it, George. You did it. We're going to have to find you a good criminal defense attorney, George, but that's later. Let's talk about what happened, right? You're writing with stolen newspapers. You're fleet, Mr. Georgie the Admiral. Oh my God. Admiral George. Oh, be still my heart. No. George. No. Karma, George. Karma. Got you. Yeah. You know what karma is? That's you face planting the ground, George, for theft and conversion. You know what conversion is? Don't worry, the judge will teach you at your arraignment, which is probably on Tuesday, since it's Friday and we don't have court on the weekends. George. Karma is a bitch, and you just learned. You just learned, George. Luckily, George was not hurt. Good. Like I said, I don't wish ill will upon him. But the front wheel of the bicycle was all out of shape and the tire was blown. That's what you get, bro. What goes around comes around. You take shit from the universe pop right back at you. It's the laws of the universe. This is how the world works, George. Welcome to life. George tried to ride the bicycle, but of course it wouldn't go. Yeah, George, it's that's a no-go, George. That's a no-go. That is not going to happen, Georgie, and you know why? Because that wheel is bent out of shape. That wheel is like a beat up piñata. It's not happening today, George. You need to replace that wheel. He can still ride Bronco style. That is correct, Ms. Megan. I don't know if anyone has given him that idea, but that is a very bueno idea. So he started carrying it, but it soon got too heavy. George did not know what to do. His new bike was spoiled. The newspapers were gone. Dude, you don't cry, man. You did this. Now you're making me feel bad, George. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Holy shit. You have read this book before, didn't you, Ms. Megan? Polluting the river, Quantum Thug Life. Precisely. All that paper. He wished he had listened to his friend and kept close to the house. Now he just stood there and cried. I feel bad for George. The Squid says, I wish I was good at video editing. I'd make a gangster rap music video out of Curious George. That would be badass. Suddenly, his face brightened. Why? He had completely forgotten what Ms. Megan told him about. He could ride on one wheel, Bronco style. Giddy up, let's go. He tried it, and it worked. Who needs a second wheel when you can ride Bronco style, huh? That yellow bag almost kind of looks like a cape, doesn't it? Like a bright yellow cape. God damn it, George. He had hardly started out again when he saw something he had never seen before, rolling towards him. Came an enormous tractor with huge trailers behind it. Looking out of the trailers were all sorts of animals. See a kangaroo, that's a, what is it, an ostrich? I don't know. To George, it looked like a zoo on wheels. Wait a minute. I have a premonition. I have a premonition. George is gonna catch a ride with this Zoo on Wheels tractor. He's gonna take him to the show, and then the man in the big yellow hat is gonna be sitting in the crowd and going, "Ah, here comes the end." Oh, George, I didn't know you were in the show. Be still my heart. Let's wait and see. The tractor stopped, and two men jumped out. "Wow, wow," said one of the men. "What do we have here? A little monkey who can ride a bike Bronco fashion. This will make a great addition to our zoo show. Oh, yes. Come here, little monkey, and let me put you in the back of my tractor trailer." "We can use you in our animal show tonight." Look at that choice of words. Use you. "I am the director of the show, and this is Bob." I love it. I love how so condescending this dude is. Like, "I am the director of the show," and this is Bob. Say hi to Bob. "I am the director," and that's Bob. Say hi, Bob. Fucking Bob. Okay. "He can straighten your wheel and fix the flat in no time, and then we'll take you along to the place where the show is going to be." So wait, is he is George going to be part of the show now? Like we predicted? Let's find out. So the three of them got into the cab and drove off. There's the bicycle up at the top of the roof. Maybe you could play a fanfare while you ride your bike in the show, the director said. I have a bugle for you right here, and later on you'll get a green coat and cap just like Bobby's over here. What the hell? He's being kidnapped by the show people, forced to be in the show now. George just can't catch a fucking break, can he? This is like kidnapping after kidnapping. I mean, granted, he is a convicted thief now. I know. Exactly, Emily. Once again, someone is using him. What the fuck? Fucking clowns. Exactly, Ms. Boo. What is this? What kind of lessons are these? Okay, lots of stuff going on here. Lots of stuff. Let's break it down, fam. You ready? All right, what do we have? We have a bunch of cabooses here. Numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's one in the back. It looks like a home trailer. In the first one, looks like we have a hippo with a little bird on top of it. In the second one, it looks like a camel, I think. The third one is an elephant. The fourth one is a giraffe. There's a rhino here. I don't know what number that is. And then number 5 is a kangaroo and an ostrich. Number 6 is a little teddy bear and a tiger. And number 7 is a seal. They have a goddamn seal. Yo. What? What? On the show grounds, everybody was busy getting things ready for the show. I must do some work now, said the director. Meanwhile, go talk to fucking Bob. I mean, you may have a look around and get acquainted with all the animals, but you must not feed them. Don't feed the animals, especially the ostrich, because it will eat anything. It might get very sick afterwards. Let me guess, George is going to go feed the ostrich first, didn't he? Because he's fucking curious. Yeah. I see a pattern here. George was fucking called it. George. God damn it, George. What are we going to do with you, George? You know, there are only like a few people on this planet that give me an ulcer. Amber Heard is one of them. George is another. I'm putting George up there with Amber Heard. That says something. That fucking says something. George was curious. Would the ostrich really eat just anything? Here you go. Here's a fucking banana. Or no, it's not even a bugle. He wouldn't eat a bugle, would he? George went a little closer to the cage, and before he knew it, the ostrich had snatched the bugle and tried to swallow it. But a bugle is definitely hard to swallow, even for an ostrich. It got stuck in its throat. Funny sounds came out of the bugle as the ostrich was struggling with it, all blue in the face. Oh, man. Oh, man. Almost killing the ostrich. You dum-dum. George was frightened. Yeah, as well you should be. You know, if the ostrich suffocates and dies, that's murder, George. Well, I guess not murder. It's, what's the term for it? It's not animal side. God, I forget when you kill an animal. No hidden puns there, huh? Ha 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 ha. I imagine that's what the sound sounded like. Ostrich slaughter. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Wait, no, not this one. Sorry. Where? Shoot. There was a comment here. I was going to highlight and address, but either they deleted it or I missed it. Oh, here it is. C. Warren says George is innocent. Not fair, Larry. You know what? I'm convicting him. I'm sorry. We're all witnesses. We have over 100 witnesses in here right now. Moving on. Fortunately, the men had heard the noise. They came rushing to the cage and got the bugle out of the ostrich's throat just in time. Well, thank God they saved the instrument. Oh, and the ostrich. Yeah, sure. Why not? What, you guys want to keep George innocent until proven guilty? You all saw what he did. There was theft. The newspapers were taken, not distributed to their rightful houses. There was conversion. He wrongfully converted those newspapers into little boats, and the owners never got their newspapers. Now they're all wet and soaking, and you can't read a wet newspaper. Even if you dry it out, it's all going to be mushy and shit. You seriously want to still call George innocent? Come on. He's guilty. That's coming from a criminal defense lawyer. He does, doesn't he, Susan? He does. The director was very angry with George. We cannot use little monkeys who don't do as they are told, he said. Of course, now you cannot take part in the show. Go sit on the bench. You're grounded, young monkey. We will have to send you home. George had to sit on the bench all by himself. Oh, come on. And nobody even looked at him. See, he always does the stupidest shit, but then he's so miserable and puny. Like, you can't not feel bad for him. George needs to file an appeal. I agree, Dan. He was terribly sorry for what he had done. But now it was too late. Once again, George had spoiled everything. I shed my tears for George. The one thing I don't understand is why they took his clothes off as punishment. Meanwhile, the ostrich, always hungry, had got hold of a string dangling near the cage. This happened to be the string which held the door to the cage of the baby bear. As the ostrich nibbled at it, the door opened. And the baby bear got out. Oh no! There's a wild animal on the loose. Whatever is going to happen? Oh, please, if ye gods are up there, have George help put the bear back in his cage and resume his rightful role in the animal circus that he so rightfully belongs in. Amen. He ran away as fast as he could and made straight for a high tree near the camp. Nobody had seen it but George, and George was not supposed to leave his bench. But this was an emergency, and so he jumped and grabbed a bugle and blew as loud as he could. And then he rushed to his bicycle. The man had heard the alarm and thought at first that George had been naughty again. Naughty, George. What are you doing, George? But when they saw the empty cage and the ostrich nibbling at the string, they knew what had happened. I'm sorry if I scared your animals. Dios mío, escucha. Rita is over here like, oh my lord, I cannot understand what is happening. Excuse-moi. Escúchame. Ay, qué lástima. George raced toward the tree, far ahead of the men. By now, the bear had climbed quite high, and this was dangerous because little bears can climb up a tree easily, but coming down is all the more harder. Here comes the redemption. Yeah, exactly. They may fall and get hurt. The men were worried. They did not know how to get him down safely, but George, being the monkey that he is, familiar with trees and climbing thereof. Yo no hablo español, Vanessa, lo siento. No ahora. No español, no aquí, por favor. Somewhere else, okay? Gracias. With the bag over his shoulder, he went up the tree as fast as only a monkey can do. And when he reached the baby bear, he put him in his communist bag and carefully let him down to the communists below so that they could safely catch him. He's now a communist bear. Everybody cheered when George came down from the tree. "You're a brave little monkey," said the director. "You saved the baby bear's life. Now you'll get your coat back. And of course, you may ride your bike and play the bugle in the show." Finally, the show was on. The whole town had come to see it, including the man in the big yellow hat, including the newspaper boy and everybody whose paper George didn't fucking deliver. He's just sitting there watching, like, what? A crime has been committed, an atrocity against you, theft and conversion. The people demand prison time for George. The people demand justice. No justice has been done. The newspapers are floating down the river, contaminating it, no less. George just fucking gets away with it, doesn't he? The whole town had come to see it. And how surprised they were that a thief, George, was on his bike right in the middle of it. The newsboy was there too, wondering where the fuck are my newspapers, boy? And so was the man with the big yellow hat. Has been looking for George everywhere and was happy to have found him at last before he commits any more crimes. Jesus. I think you're right, little galaxy. I think George is Mossad. There's no other explanation. The newsboy was glad to have his bag again, but it's empty. And the people from the other side of the street whose papers George had made into boats were not angry with him anymore. Why? Because they saw a cute little show? Okay, I swear, you guys, the man in the big yellow hat, in the beginning, he's like, here's a bicycle. Enjoy, George, right? I'll be back. Be a good little monkey. And of course, he wasn't. Surprise. And now what? He steals, converts. The people forgive him, even though they never got a chance to get their newspapers. And the man in the big yellow hat wasn't even out looking for him. He just like, oh yeah, by the way, I have a show to go to. I was supposed to take George. Who's George? I don't fucking remember. He just shows up at the show like, oh my God. I kind of predicted that, but still, like at the end of the day, come on. Ugh. George. When the time had come for George to say goodbye, the director let him keep the coat and the cap and the bugle. And then George and his friend, here we go, got into the car and went home. Is that George in pajamas? They got the bicycle, they got the bugle, George's new outfit. Good night. Next up, Curious George gets a medal. For what? Professional thievery? God only knows. Thank you all for joining me tonight for another fabulous reading of Curious George. This has been book number 3, and I look forward to seeing every single one of you in my next video, whether law related, whether reading related, or reaction video related. I love every single one of you, and have yourselves a wonderful and blessed weekend. Ciao.